What size should I make a partition to appear as a standard number E.G100 GB? I'm reformatting and installing Windows Vista on friend's computer. I'm making one partition for OS, one for data. As a bit of OCD, I want to make one of the partitions so it appears in Windows Explorer as a nice round number E.G100 GB. However, I've found in the past if I make it 102 for 100 MB is equal to 100 times 1024, it shows as slightly less than 100 GB. What size would an MB would I need to make the partition so it shows up as 100 GB? Bonus, why?
There's a difference between the partition size that is specified in MB in the installer and the disk capacity that is shown in Windows Explorer. That difference is the size of one block or allocation unit, which is 4 KB for any NTFS volume over 2 GB, and that block is the first block on the partition to hold the boot sector of the disk, 512 bytes. The rest of the block is unused, so that all blocks are aligned on the disk. So if you declare a partition to be 20,480 MB, that's exactly 20.00 GB, or GB, for sticklers. But the resulting disk capacity will be 20,480 MB, 4 KB, shown as 19.99 GB. It appears that Windows Explorer does not round up or to nearest, but truncates after 2 decimal places at most. So you can create a partition that is 1 MB larger than the desired size, and after 4 KB is subtracted for the boot block, the disk capacity should be shown as you want. But it is still not exactly that size. While the installer and disk part work in MB, the partition table is expressed in sectors, so you can manually edit it to create a partition that is exactly the size you want plus 8 sectors, 4 KB.
I'm OCD and this has plagued me for years. The 1024 thing doesn't work, apparently because there's some administrative overhead, partition table or superblock or some such, that the OS subtracts from the physical space before it displays the free space, even with a spanking new, equals empty, partition. Today, I installed Linux and tried 1032, 1024 plus a smidge, and the swap partition I wanted to come out as exactly 8 GB came out as 7.69. I booted the same box using a live Windows thumb drive and it agreed that that partition was 7.69 GB. So I interpolated and came up with 1073.6, which struck me as too high, but I figured I'd try it and see. So I partitioned my swap slice as 589 MB during the install and the OS reports it at 8.0 GB on the nose. And the other partitions I wanted to come out on the even GB also came out 0.0 exact.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.